3, 2, 1.
Tornado from the right-hand side. Razor immediately, though, with a beak on the attack, trying to penetrate the very shell of Tornado, crumpling and grinding. Part beak, part bird, part reptile. The whole is deadly. The spinning wheels of Tornado try and gain some purchase. Until we hear a puncture, it will try and gain purchase. I'm not too sure if one of those tyres has been punctured, but certainly the machine's shape has been crumpled, and to withstand that sort of punishment, Tornado must be a remarkable machine. But can they now launch any sort of counter-attack? Razor has them here, clawed, beaked, pulled, torn, dropped. Tornado, what power is there on that left-hand side of the machine? We'll wait and see. Can get up to 10 miles an hour. Is it one-sided now? Lopsided. Tornado is not running freely. Once again, Razor on the attack in this All-Stars final. Simon Scott, Ian Lewis the driver, Vinnie Blood there. Hard as teak with that old beak. Into the tyre, it plunges once again. Tornado all of a sudden is looking a tired out old thing there in the war zone, in the arena. It cannot get away from Razor with the intense crushability. Two trolley shop caddy motors driving up to 11 miles an hour for Razor. Doesn't need to get up any speed because it has Tornado in its clutches. And poor old Andrew Marchant, the driver of Tornado, can do nothing against Simon Scott C. It has been mightily effective in Robot Wars Extreme, but it has more than met its match against the world champions Razor, the international champions Razor. It's punctured now. The skin of Tornado, trying to get through to the very motors in there now. The 36-volt motors of Tornado. There is no life in that machine. Axed by the house robot. The Refbot takes a cursory glance. Sergeant Bash waits as well. Pit, 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 they cry. There's a lick of flame from the arena floor. Tornado, torch, scorned, burned, but not shamed. There goes Razor, onto the pit release button. You can see it flashing, see the pit descending. It's all over for Tornado. They'll end up in the pit ultimately, but after being counted out by the Refbot, Razor, worthy winners of our All-Stars final, worthy champions of Robot Wars Extreme, as all that is left to do is snuff out the Tornado, dampen down the hurricane, quieten the whirlwind. We have put the wind up you, says Razor, and in the end, let's be honest, it wasn't even a close shave. Sergeant Bash and Shunt come in with the last rites for a very brave, battling machine. Andrew Marchant, David Campbell and Brian Moss can be proud. Tornado, of course, holders of the challenge belt, beaten 3 stakes to heaven on their way through. Then the spiteful Pussycat. The awesome Chaos went as well in the semi-finals. But here, Tornado, ignominiously flipped from the arena floor, bashes and crashes, splintered, coats tattered. Boing, it came down, but there is no bounce left in Tornado. No bounce in the step. It is a long and steady and agonizing, inch by inch, funereal procession towards the pit of oblivion. In comes Razor with a slight shove. Razor has the last word. Tornado has the last rites.
Craig's plan just runs straight to Hypnodisc. He's utterly balmy. Or is he? Was that a worthwhile tactic? That certainly isn't. He's done all the hard work, charged the Hypnodisc, got away, and then ran straight at the arena wall. Back again. What a brave effort this is from Splinter. drive straight on. Could this be one of the biggest shocks ever in Robot Wars? It's certainly a valiant effort so far from Splinter. If they keep attacking on a frontal collision with that disc, they'll protect their more vulnerable sides, of course, Splinter. And maybe, who knows? Oh, no, they won't. There goes the scoop at the front. They didn't quite turn the right way. They turned right into the spinning disc. Things did not go according to plan. And the delight of Ken Rose speaks for itself. There's not much left of Splinter now. Oh, dear. Off comes the side. This is painful to watch for the Splinter team. I'm thoroughly enjoying it. It's marvellous stuff. Look at Splinter. Is there anything left there that works at all? They're still trying valiantly to cover the arena floor. I think that's it now. I don't think there's any controls. The very inner. Poor old Craig still trying to get... Oh, dear, we're seeing it again. Trying to get some sort of traction and mobility out of Splinter. Craig, give it up, mate. Oh, off it comes again. One of the front arms is buckled and tattered and torn. In comes Dead Metal for a slice of what's nice and good for a house robot. The very innards and machinery of Splinter. The draw was hard luck for the Waitmans, but you run the risks and you take the chances in Robot Wars. When you enter, you know what's going to happen to your machines if you fail at the highest level. And I'm afraid at the very highest level against the awesome power of Hypnodisc. They've been left in splinters somewhat, haven't they? And at least they're smiling. It's Gallows Humour, of course. Well done, the Waitmans, Stuart and Craig from Taverham High School in Norwich. Great sports. And back to the old drawing board with not a lot of pieces to build on for next time around. Rising in the Cherry Pickers, Chaos 2, George Francis, Ian Swan and Richard Swan, and they're the Firestorm boys, Graham Bone and Alex Mordew.
From Ipswich, Chaos 2.
The quicker of the two robots at 20 miles an hour. The CO2-powered high-pressure flip is very, very dangerous. Crocodilitron was first to find that out, sent back to the swamps in the opening battle of this series for Chaos 2. Then Sonic from Hagley High hit an early low, a high, a low. Big G's thought they were fondue for a success, but they were grated. And in the semi-final, Tridented. Look at that flipper power as Trident was beaten. Again, Mace 2 was overturned. Couldn't right itself. The Shremek mechanism so important in this series. Chaos 2 went through. George Francis, a light aircraft pilot in his spare time at the joystick.
From Durham, Firestorm.
They have a Shremek mechanism as well, with its flipping arm. A cordless drill and a lawnmower provided the motors for Firestorm. And an early victim was Crasher Nasher. Stood very little chance. Very little left of it. Facet flipped, but Firestorm recovered. Strong. Too strong, in fact, for Jotyor, when Irish eyes are smarting from flames, actually. Again for Jotyor. A familiar finale for them. Now, Pitbull said, PTO, please turn over. So, Firestorm obliged. This was a surprise. Panic Attack, the reigning champions, next to fall to Firestorm into the final. A thumbs up then for Graham Bone, a badminton player on the left, and Alex Mordew.
Roboteers, stand by.
And it's Chaos 2 against Firestorm. There, the experienced George Francis, and for Firestorm at the controls, Alex was with the Groundhog team in the second series of Robot Wars. Both quick, nippy, great manoeuvrability. It's Chaos 2 bumping and barging and turning away side by side, sizing each other up. Chaos 2, ooh! Well, he's seen there to get in and underneath. Firestorm is the way to victory. And Chaos 2, oh! Firestorm!
Cease.
What a way to go! I don't think there's any doubt about that, George Francis. What happened to them? Well, this was over so quickly. We've never seen it before. Out of the arena, out of touch. Out of the final. Chaos 2, delightful. Firestorm, derailed and deranged.